I just spent 100 Minecraft days farming cookies, just to become the #1 cookie farmer. It all started on April 26, 2023, a day like any other, when suddenly a cookie god uploaded a new video. He tried to get 1 million cookies in just 100 Minecraft days, and well, he failed miserably. But I thought I could do that, that doesn't seem very hard, and then I would be the real cookie god, and he would only be a cookie. Someone had already done that. I hated my life. Thanks, Sharon. But then I thought, why don't just beat both of them? Now, technically to beat the record, I would only have to get a few thousand cookies more. But I didn't just want to get the title Cookie God, I wanted to keep it. And so, to make sure no one would even try to take it from me, I decided to double the record and go for 2 million cookies. How hard could it be? Okay. So the first thing I've got to do is find the village. And then I also need gear and stuff. Oh, yeah, let's go. And we've got our first emeralds. There we go, oh yeah. Okay, let's just quickly sleep. Wait, actually sleeping is dumb, right? Because I'm wasting time. But for the first night. Because I think villagers are gonna die. I still need them. As slaves. You know, for now. But I'll come back. For more business. Oh my god, the capitalism. The whole village is gonna be destroyed and turned into a factory. The thing is, I had one big advantage. I could watch both Sharon's and Cookie God's videos. I could see their strategies, learn from their mistakes and identify where they messed up. In case it wasn't obvious already, I was gonna win this. Now, it seemed like the superior strategy, the one that allowed Sharon to get over 1 million cookies in 100 days, was villagers. Basically, he built a raid farm, which literally produces 1 million emeralds in under 20 hours, and then used them to trade for cookies. And he did quite some planning, so logically it would only make sense to use the same method. But if he could barely get 1 million with it, maybe I should try something else, because barely 1 million isn't exactly 2 million. So I started looking for other methods. To craft cookies, you need wheat and cocoa beans. For 2 million cookies, there would be 500,000 wheat and 250,000 cocoa beans. So I decided to look up the fastest wheat and cocoa bean farm. I mean, for most items, there's some kind of farm that produces hundreds of thousands of items per hour. Are you kidding me? Okay, but there should be some decent cocoa bean farm. Huh? Well, for both farms there was actually a faster design, but these need tons of bone meal. And even if you just ignore that for a second, to use those farms, a player is required. Meaning I could only use one farm at a time, and one only produces about 15,000 items per hour. That would only be enough to get the 500,000 wheat. I still needed 250,000 cocoa beans. I even got to a point where I developed a whole new wheat farm design, making use of villagers and tons of bone meal, but it just wasn't reliable. So eventually I had to accept the fact that that wasn't gonna work. If I wanted to win this, I had to use Sharon's strategy, and somehow make it twice as fast. But to my surprise, it seemed like that shouldn't be hard at all. According to my calculations, I would only need to AFK at the raid farm for about 6 hours to get enough emeralds to buy 2 million cookies. That's only 18 Minecraft days. And surely trading all of those emeralds doesn't take 82 days. Right? At this point I was actually just shocked. I just couldn't understand how Sharon didn't get way more than 1 million cookies. Maybe there was something I didn't consider, but I couldn't think of anything. Still, to be on the safe side, I couldn't waste any time. I spent the first 10 days beating the game. There we go. There was absolutely no reason for that. You've gotta understand. The intrusive thoughts, I had to do it. And actually, it wasn't a complete waste of time. I mean, I got a few elytras, good gear and almost a stack of diamonds. And also, I made my sword. So I have sharpness 4 and sweeping edge 3 and looting 3. That's just gonna make the emerald farm way more efficient. But after that, I quickly realized what I just did. So I wasn't gonna waste any more time. I immediately started gathering materials for the raid farm. Well, apart from when I got sidetracked and got a horse and a dog. And just a few days later, it was done. But the farm alone wasn't gonna do anything. To turn the emeralds into cookies, I needed villagers. Lots of villagers. Actually, I constantly would have to get more. Because the big problem Sharon had is that villagers, after trading too much with them, raised their prices by a lot. And he only realized that during the end of his video. But I was prepared. In fact, the actual first thing I did before beating the game was to build a villager breeder. Okay, that should be enough for now. Yeah, I think, yep. There we go. Look at this, I'm not even forcing them, okay? They wanna go there. And as long as they had food, they kept reproducing. I was ready to get hundreds of villagers if I had to. And so I started to build what would be known as one of the largest villager trading halls known to men. At least when it comes to cookies. There was just a tiny problem. After turning the villagers into farmers, because they are the ones that sell cookies, I first had to upgrade them to stage 3, which is kinda funny, because that also requires emeralds. And honestly, I was just too lazy to calculate how many more emeralds I would need, so I decided to just AFK 3 more days at the raid farm, meaning I had to AFK for about 21 days. And I also got a villager to buy mending books, because when using the raid farm I'm constantly hitting, which drains durability. But after 10 days I decided to stop. I mean, I already had 3 double chests full of emerald blocks. Well, I need 11, but I think I'm just gonna see how much cookies I will actually get from those 3 double chests now. And then I can always get more emeralds later. But that wasn't the real reason why I stopped. Actually, I was terrified of using the farm. You see, for the farm to work, I first needed the bad omen effect, which you get when killing a so-called raid captain. And normally there's a boat in the farm that should pick up one of those, so you can kill it, get the bad omen effect, and start the farm again. But in my case, sometimes the farm didn't start. And I was left without a raid captain. Now obviously there are other ways to get one. You can either search an outpost and hope for one to spawn, or you can wait until a pillager patrol shows up at your door, which takes forever. In fact, in the 100 days I only saw one of those. So the best option was to fly out over 2000 blocks to the nearest outpost. You don't even want to know how often I had to do that. It was just a huge waste of time. And sometimes I flew out, got the effect, came back, and it still didn't work, meaning I had to do it again. And also, if I AFK'd for more than 30 minutes, I just died from starvation. So I decided for now I should start trading. It's not looking great, to be honest. Yeah. Please. No. Yeah. No, get out of here. You idiots. I hate villagers. I just gotta upgrade them to like level 3 or something. That's actually not bad. I trade for bread, then I give them the bread, and then they make more villagers. Is there a villager in there? Like another... There are 4! What are you doing? 5! But when I started, I realized something. The villagers lowered their prices from 3 emeralds to just 1. And the only way to achieve that is by getting a zombie to turn all of the villagers into zombie villagers and then using a weakness potion and golden apples on every villager to cure them. At least that's what I thought. And that's actually what Sharon did. He even spent a lot of time, about 4 to 8 days, I don't know exactly, building and AFKing in a gold farm. So he could make enough golden apples for every villager. But I didn't do that, because I thought it's just a huge waste of time. And then I realized, after beating a pillager raid, which normally only happen at villagers, you get the hero of the village effect, which lowers villager prices. And it just happened to be that I had a raid farm. Now unfortunately the effect is only temporary, so I came up with a system. Every night I would AFK at the raid farm to get the effect and also emeralds. And during the day I traded with villagers, cause they run out of stock and they only restock during the day. So I couldn't trade with them during the night anyways. And sometimes I also spent parts of the night expanding the trading hall. And little did I know what I had just created. Even though it wasn't perfectly optimized yet, this was already the fastest cookie farm ever built, producing about 31,000 cookies every single day. And Sharon only produced 25,000 cookies per day, at his peak. And yes, I put together a graph of his cookie count so I could estimate his average daily cookie yield. How is that even a question? Anyways, for the first time, I was catching up, and fast. But was that enough for 2 million cookies? As time went on, I kept optimizing the system even more. Since the hero of the village effect lasts for 40 minutes or 2 days, I realized I only had to AFK at the raid farm every second night. So I could spend the others farming wood for storage. Now I could have also used that time to expand the trading hall even more. But actually, I didn't have to do that anymore. You see, the only reason I did it the whole time is because some of Sharon's villagers raised their prices to 8 emeralds after too much trading, which got so bad that he actually had to stop trading and get new villagers. But for me, that wasn't the case. And I'm pretty sure that's also because of the hero of the village effect. Also, I figured out why the farm wasn't working. Basically, a composter was just in the wrong location, so I moved it back to its original place, and from then on the farm was working just fine. And all of this increased the average output of the farm to about 43,000 cookies per day, nearly double that of Sharon's farm. So at this point, I was pretty sure I had this in the bag. So I just kept farming. Oh, and since I didn't need more villagers, and while I'm committing mass murder, how about you hit that subscribe button and show a bit of support? But did you really think everything was going smoothly? Well, you're wrong. Storage has become a huge problem. Turns out to store 2 million cookies you actually need a lot of chests. Who could have guessed that? Well, I clearly didn't. I even got so desperate that I had to put chests into the floor and ceiling. And still, I had to search for empty chests while trading, slowing down the farm to about 37,000 cookies per day. And technically, I could have immediately burnt the cookies after trading for them, because as soon as you buy them from villagers, they will be added to the total count. But that would have been kinda lame. I just couldn't bring myself to do something like that. So I needed a solution, but not some fancy storage system that takes hours to build. I needed something very simple yet extremely powerful, and there was only one such thing: gravity. Basically, I added a water stream on both sides of the trading hall to push all of the cookies to the exact same place, and from there I could just put them in chests. And once those were full, I just dug down one block and started the next layer. And also, since both water streams are flowing in opposite directions, that created the perfect cycle for me to trade. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fastest and best optimized cookie farm in history, producing up to 47,000 cookies every single day. Day 80. 1 million cookies. Why is it so scuffed? What the heck? Well, it's still not 2 million, but you know, it's a big milestone. It's a big milestone. And it's definitely gonna be a bit close, but I still believe I can make it to 2 million. And I think now the farm is like at its peak. It's really fast right now. There've been a few times where I got like 50,000 cookies per day. So now there was only one thing left to do: grind. Even if I would get bored and tired of it, I was gonna push through. And trust me, it was so boring. I mean, I was just doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. Okay, I need more chests, Oh, look at this. The whole forest is gonna be gone. Look at this. Oh. I hate this. I hate this. Yeah, deforestation. Yes. You know that one time when Mr. Beast planted like, I think 20 million trees? Well, I'm gonna remove all of them. That would actually be quite funny. Don't let those thoughts win, dude. To be fair, if that ever happens, it can't be me, because I never leave my house. And so, as the sun rose on day 101, I looked at the stats one final time. I'm kinda nervous. With one of the most powerful farms in Minecraft, the completely voluntary help of hundreds of villagers, and a man who was willing to sacrifice any chance of having a social life to farm cookies in Minecraft, I got 1,777 cookies, which isn't quite 2 million. But it's still more than what a cookie god and Sharon got together. Which means, now I am the real cookie god. So if you have dreams, no matter how crazy and far away they might seem, go for it. Aim for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll still end up among the stars.